Okay, I'm going to tell you guys a story of my Justin Bieber experience, meet and greet experience. Okay, so I started being a fan of Justin when I was in between 6th and 7th grade, which was like when he was first on YouTube, before Scooter ever found him, before he ever blew up huge. Like, I followed him on Twitter before he ever had 1,000 followers, and it's just been forever. Like, I've been here forever supporting him. Okay, so I went to my first concert on November 11th, 2010 in Cleveland, Ohio. And I had really bad seats, but his tickets were super, super, super expensive then because we didn't think about buying them on Ticketmaster before they went. So we bought them off of one of the websites that like resell them, and it was my whole Christmas present. My whole Christmas present. Like, I didn't get anything else because the ticket was $300 and we had to drive all the way to Cleveland and all the way back, gas, food, or whatever. So I took my best friend at the time, and I seriously don't remember anything from that concert because I was so excited. I was just so happy to be there. I didn't care that I was sitting somewhere that Justin never would have saw us, and that I was never like, it wasn't about being front row. It was about being there, being in the same room as Justin, breathing the same air. Like, that's all that mattered to me, that I was there. Because so many people were just like, oh, you'll never be anything to him. You're just another fan. And so we got there and walked into the arena. We had my sister made us these hella cool shirts. And Justin, on the My World Tour, he pointed out someone from each section, and he pointed at me and my friend and was like, your shirts are awesome. And we just both lost it. Like, when we left the arena, we seriously were bawling. I cried the whole way home, and I didn't sleep. I missed 3 days of school to go to this concert. That was crazy. So then we found out Justin was going to Chicago on October 23rd and October 24th of 2012. And so we died, and me and my new best friend had bought tickets to go to his concert, and we were the same seats we were before. Me and the other girl were before when we saw him in Cleveland, and I was seeing Justin Bieber again. 2 years later, I was seeing him again, and I was so excited because I was just so happy I was seeing him again. So we had our tickets, we had everything planned out on the way to go. And then a week before the concert, I got an email saying I had won a contest and won 4 tickets to Justin's concert on October 23rd at the Allstate Arena in Chicago. And I was at lunch at school, and I started bawling. Like, I called my mom in the bathroom, and I was bawling my eyes out. And my mom's like, no, you didn't. She's like, you have no, you're lying. And so I called the lady and claimed the tickets, and I was like, I have 6 tickets to go see Justin Bieber, and there's only 2 of us going. So I was like, what am I going to do? So me and my friend had 2 of the tickets, and I had 4 left. So I took a girl that worked at my grandma's, like, her mom worked with my grandma at her bank, and she never had seen Justin in concert before, and she was a huge fan. And so I took Allison, I took Allison, and then I took another girl at school who really liked Justin, but they never would have been able to afford to go. And then we got to the arena, and we saw Justin's tour bus, and he was there, and he was just so perfect. And I was like, oh my God. I literally was feet away from Justin Bieber. And so we walked around outside, met people, talked, bought t-shirts, and then we went to walk up by the barricade, and security had like yelled at us to get away from his tour bus because we were getting too close apparently. So we walked around to the barricade, and Justin walked up to us. He like walked out of his tour bus and walked up to us. He was holding Pack, if you guys know who that is, his hamster. He gave it to a fan and it died, but he was holding Pack, and he was literally inches away from me. Like, the girl in front of me got to pet Pack, and I was bawling. Like, my dad was behind me, and he's like, I had no idea what to do. I thought you were gonna pass out. Like, I couldn't breathe. I was crying because I was that close to Justin. And so I was just mind blown. I was bawling. I ran back to my mom and I was bawling because I never would have thought I'd be that close to him. I was like, that's the closest I will ever get to Justin, ever. So we were waiting at will call. We had no idea where our seats were, where we were going to sit, whether they were worse than the other ones, whether they were better, but we took a chance. I took the 4 girls. And so with the other 2 tickets, we got our tickets. We were on floor 1 in row 8, right up against the stage. And we ran inside and we freaked because we were right by the stage. And so, oh my God. So we went inside, and then my parents picked 2 girls out of the crowd waiting outside and gave them tickets, the tickets that we had bought, and gave them the tickets so they could go inside and see Justin, which is one of the best things for me because I had 1 to 4 tickets. I wasn't going to try and sell them. I wasn't going to keep them. I was going to give them away because Justin had always taught us to give back, and that's just selfish. We gave them away, and my parents actually ended up standing around waiting outside, and they saw 3 girls that were like bawling because they didn't have tickets. Well, my dad walked up to him and goes, "What's wrong? What's going on?" And they had bought tickets offline, and the guy never showed up to give them their tickets. So my parents ended up taking the 3 girls into will call and bought them tickets, to the concert. And so I was just, oh my God, so many good things are happening. We're giving back. That's what Justin had always taught us. So when we were in the concert, we died. Justin was performing, and he came to the end of the runway, and he reached out and grabbed my hand and looked at me and smiled, and I lost it again. All the girls around me were like, what the hell's her problem? And Justin Bieber just smiled at me. The kid that I worshipped on Twitter, that I spammed every day to get a follow, that kid just smiled at me. The person that's perfect just smiled at me. And I lost it. Well, we ended up leaving, and we were bawling, and I left school 2 hours early and drove to Chicago and back from Chicago. Got back at 6 o'clock in the morning, and school started at 7:40. Got no sleep, went to school and everything, and I was so happy. I was content because I got to touch Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber touched me. He saw my face. He looked at me and smiled. I was something. I know he doesn't remember that, but I'll remember it forever. So then I was back to normal life, a teenager in high school, and he came out with his second Believe tour leg, and I was like, oh my God, he's coming to Indiana. No one ever comes to Indiana, ever, ever, ever. Justin came there once, and I was on my world tour, and it was 4 years later that he came back for Believe tour, and oh my God, Justin Bieber's coming to Indiana. So I didn't buy tickets because we were just waiting and waiting and waiting because my mom didn't know if she was going to let me go because I saw him in Chicago, and I begged her and begged her and begged her, and then finally she was like, oh my God, okay, you can go, just shut up. And so I talked her into it. Well, we were just going to wait to buy tickets down in Indy because they were a lot cheaper or whatever. Well, the day before the concert, I was just talking to my mom, and she was like, hey, I need you to come up to work today and help me shred papers and stuff. And I was like, all right, whatever, Mom, whatever. And I got there, and she was like, hey, I have some bad news. And she was like, you're not going to be able to go to Indy to just see Justin in concert. And I was like, why not, Mom? I've waited. No, you can't do this. And she was like, well, you're going to Indy to meet Justin. And I lost it. Just talking about it right now, I literally just started bawling, and everyone at work was like, oh my God, what's going on? And my mom was crying because I was crying so hard because she knew how much it meant to me. I cried. I can't even tell you how long I cried for. Just talking about it now, I want to cry. I just bawled. And Justin, she was like, here's $100, go buy an outfit, go see him, make sure that you're happy, and my family doesn't have a lot of money, and for her to buy me a meet and greet, what? Like, I died inside that day. I died because she finally understood how much he meant to me. Well, like 2 hours later, the Christmas before, my mom had bought me a membership to Bieber Fever. And I entered the meet and greet contest because I was hoping to win. I entered every contest possible. And I got an email saying I had won 2 meet and greets. And I was like, oh my God, my mom just bought me one and I just won 2. I have 3 meet and greets to go to this concert. Like, what am I going to do? So I got my outfit, and that day I went to the venue. We parked, and my mom went in with me to meet with the guy, and I went to will call and picked up the other 2 meet and greets. And there were so many believers outside. And I was just like, I have these 2 meet and greets. I need to pick people that will actually mean something to. So I walked around and looked at people, and I found these 2 girls. And I walked up to them. I was like, hey. Like, there was a whole group of girls, like, sitting there trying to make fake meet and greet passes. And I was just like, hey, I need to know who loves Justin the most right here. And this girl goes, I'm a believer. I always will be. And the other girl started screaming, and I pulled out the meet and greets. I was like, all right, scream as loud as you can. And they screamed so loud. Like, I was shaking. And I picked 2 girls to give them to. And I was just, oh my God. Like, I just made 2 other people's dreams come true. Like, and when I told everyone I won them, they were like, why don't you sell them? You could make so much money. You could make thousands of dollars. I was like, those people's dreams, they're worth so much more than money. Like, meeting Justin for me was the most important thing in my life. I waited and waited and waited. I never gave up. I tweeted him on Twitter. I helped other people's dreams come true. I watched people be the one less only girl because of Twitter. I watched people meet Justin because of Twitter, but I helped them. But I was the girl from Indiana that wasn't rich. I wasn't special. I didn't have cancer. Like, I wasn't anything. I was a normal girl. Normal things don't happen to people like me. Nothing like this happens to me. So we got there, and I got down. I was down in the meet and greet room, and I met these amazing people. I met this girl. She was from Ohio, and her mom, and I sat and talked to them the whole time. And they did the giveaways. They ate. Like, I couldn't eat because I knew if I ate something I would throw up. But they did the giveaways, and then we got in line to meet Justin. And I was in tears before we ever even got close to the black curtains or whatever. And I walked up to the curtains, and the security guard goes, okay, are you ready? And I go, no. And he was like, okay, we'll take a few minutes. So we stood there, and I was like, oh my God, I can't cry. I can't cry. I can't cry. And so he was like, all right, go in. So I walked in, and then, holy shit, it was Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber's right there. Like, he's not just, I can't even explain to you the things that are going through my mind because he was right there. He wasn't that person I tweeted on Twitter every day. He wasn't the people I cried because watching them be one less only girls and watching everyone else meet him and me just sitting there being nothing. Like, I was a fan. I was a believer, but I wasn't anything special. I hadn't met Justin. I hadn't. And so I walked up and I was like, hi. And he was like, hey. And I was like, oh my God, can I have a hug? And he was like, yeah, come here. And he hugged me. And oh my God, he smelled so good. He like, I can't even, he smelled so good. And his lips are so perfect. Like, I was just looking at him. Like, that's all there was to it. I was just looking at him. It was, oh my God, you're Justin Bieber. My dreams are coming true right now. And he was like, all right, we're going to take a picture. And I was like, oh my God. And all I remembered was looking at him. Like, that's all I remembered. His lips, his eyes, his smile. That's all I looked at. And so then I didn't even remember if I was looking for the picture. I just looked at him. That's all I was doing. And then he was like, thanks so much for coming. And I was like, oh my God. And I went to walk out, and I went to walk out the wrong way. And he was like, it's that way. Like his giggle, like I died inside. And I walked out of those curtains and I bawled hysterically. I was hyperventilating. I couldn't talk. I was crying. I was by myself. I couldn't do anything. I was just bawling. I can't even explain to you that feeling. I walked out and we had to go up in the elevators. I had no idea where my seat was, and all these girls came up to me and they were like, "Oh my God, you just met Justin." And I was bawling, and I called my mom, and she just couldn't. She was like, "You need to calm down. It'll be okay." And I just met Justin Bieber. 6 years of my life, and that finally just happened. That just happened. And so I got down to the floor, and I was 4-1, row 4. And holy crap. My seats were so good. And I can't even explain to you guys the feeling. He was so intimate with us. Like, he was there. He was happy. It was Indiana, and he didn't think we could be like that. He told us we were louder than Chicago. Indiana? No one comes to Indiana, ever. Ever. And I can't explain to you guys enough that one day it will happen. One day you will meet Justin. One day you will bawl your eyes out because he followed you on Twitter. One day you'll get to feel him have his arms around you. You will be able to feel it. You will see his smile in person. You'll be happy, and it's worth it. You may be waiting 10 years. You may be waiting 2 years. You may be waiting 2 weeks. But it will happen when it's supposed to happen. I never thought that I would ever meet Justin. Ever. And there were countless nights I cried all night long because why am I doing this? Why am I still supporting someone that I'm nothing to? Why? Because he saved my life. And that's something that I'll never be able to repay him. And he doesn't know my name. He doesn't know my story. But he does know that we love him. And that we will always be here. And that's all that matters. He tries to meet with as many people as he can. And hopefully one day you will meet him and you will smile like you've never smiled before. You will cry because your dreams are finally coming true. And one day I promise you it'll happen. So then, this is my next thing I want to tell you about. Whether Justin goes on another tour, or whether it's, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, he's taking a break for about a year. As Scooter said, a break from the media, not from the music. I am one of those people that would rather give back to other people than to get given back to, if that makes sense. My plan right now is to buy a row on the floor and to take Beliebers from the very up high part sections down to the floor. Because I don't care who you are. If you say that those Beliebers that are at the top are not Beliebers, they are. Because those are the worst seats. You can not see anything. You can't see Justin. You're not up close, and you're not the... Sorry, dropped my phone. You're not the... Well, you don't have a chance of being the one that's the only girl. They make shirts. They're decked out. They are trying so hard. It is so important just to be there. Just to be in the same room. And if you're one of those people that make 8, 9 other girls' dreams come true, I don't care. It's not about the money. It's not about getting praise for giving back. It's about giving back because people give back to you. And if that's not enough for you, and you would rather spend the money on yourself and make your own dreams come true, and if your dreams haven't come true, they will. I promise you. Now, this was my Bieber experience, and I'm proud to say that I'll always be a Belieber.